Good morning and welcome to Life Balance Radio. Today I'm going to be taking you through the core concept that all of my systems are based on. It's called the Atomic Triad. It's something I'm very excited about. It's really, really neat. And here we go. So, the big question is this: how are successful professionals like us going to find life balance with all of the pressures, distractions, and obligations constantly trying to pull us in different directions? And how can we have the success we want and yet still have a full, balanced, and vibrant life that we absolutely love? That is the question, and this podcast will give you the answers. I'm Dan Gentry, and welcome to Life Balance Radio. All right, when I first started looking for life balance, I started looking for patterns. I'm a patterns guy. That's what I do. My background's software development, and essentially, if you think about it, software is you take a complex business problem, you break it down into little pieces, find a system for that piece, put it all together, and boom, software. Well, when I faced my own dilemma of, my life had basically blown apart. My life was shattered, and it was like having a million-piece puzzle that I had to put back together. I decided that I didn't want that to happen again. I didn't want to go through a divorce again. I didn't want to go through the loss of a job and the financial insecurities and all of the issues that I was having. I wanted to make sure that I was a better father. I wanted to basically have a better life. And what better time to reconstruct your life the way that you want it than after it's blown up? Hopefully I can help you structure your life so that you don't have to have your life blow up to make it better. But so that's why I'm doing this whole podcast anyway. Anyhow, I started looking for what are the patterns for human dynamics and for life balance and all of the different pieces that we needed. And I realized that there was a pattern that kept showing up because I thought, okay, I need life balance. But what is life balance anyway? What is it really? What are the pieces? What are the systems? And I thought to myself, okay, well, there's yourself, self-mastery, being in control of yourself. That's a primary part. There's your relationships, right? All the people that are in your life. And then there's your stuff, your material possessions, if you will, right? Like, okay, so that's kind of that three thing. You've got the foundation is you've got your network of people, and you've got the manifestation pieces in your life. And then I'm like, okay, well, self-mastery, how does that work? I mean, what are all of the pieces of self-mastery? And I'm like, well, it's mind, body, and spirit, right? You've got your spiritual foundation, you've got your mental framework, and then you've got the manifestation of yourself, your body, your physical body. I'm like, there's that same kind of pattern over again. And I remember I was reviewing I was going through a lot of self-improvement material, reading, listening to audios, all of those things that we're doing when we're searching for the truth that we need. And I kept coming across the concept of be, do, have. And if you've done much in the self-improvement space, you're probably familiar with it. But we all have these things that we want, right? But in order to have those things, we need to do certain tasks. But really, in order to be able to do those things well, we have to be a certain kind of person. Because you've got to be before you can do, and do before you can have. And I'm thinking, that's that same pattern, just in a slightly different context. The foundation is you've got to be the right person. The framework is you've got to do the right stuff, and then only then can you manifest what you really want in life. Make sense? And I remember that there was one day I was with my wife at church, and I really wasn't paying attention. I know that's shocking. And I was thinking about this concept and how it relates to everything. And it hit me that in Christianity, you have the same pattern. And, it's called the Holy Trinity, right? God the Father is the foundation of everything. You have the Holy Spirit, which is the framework that God works through, how he makes things happen in the world. And then you had Jesus, which was the manifestation of God on earth. I'm like, it's that same three pattern again, the Trinity, right? And I remember the thing that really kind of clinched it for me, and I just warn you ahead of time, I am a huge math and science geek, right? I'm just, yeah, just leave it there, all right? There are formulas in my program, and there's all kinds of physics. And I'm actually planning a physics-based self-improvement program, which is going to be awesome, talking about entropy and inertia and all kinds of cool stuff. Anyway, I digress. But I remember one of my heroes in the science world is Nikola Tesla. Amazing, amazing individual. You know, we owe a lot of the technology that we have today to him. But I came across a quote of his that says, if you want to understand the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. And it was like, it clicked. I'm like, that's the pattern. That is the pattern that I keep seeing, that over and over, that threes. Energy. Energy is the foundation of everything. You know, in physics today, they're saying that energy is everything. Even matter is just energy, right? So energy is the foundation of everything. The frequency is the way that energy moves through space, right? That's the way that it interacts with everything. And then the vibration is the manifestation of that frequency. It's, you know, energy in a wave becomes a vibration. And I'm like, bingo! Ah, right? That's where my atomic triad came from. Everything has a foundation piece. Everything has a framework piece. And everything has a manifestation. It's that pattern over and over and over again. I've seen it in goal setting. I've seen it in relationships. I've seen it in, you know, exercise. I've seen it, you know, in spirituality. You look, it's a constant. It's a law of the universe, right? And it transcends just physics. You know, okay, yes, you've got solid, liquid, and gas. Those three phases of matter. But you also have it in, you know, in your spiritual life. You need to study, you need to practice, and you need to teach. Three things. In your physical body, right? You know, or for self-mastery, it's you have to have your spiritual foundation, your mental framework, and your physical manifestation, your physical body. All of those things, it just kind of works. It's that pattern that's universal, right? And that's where my life triad came from, okay? In order to have an amazing life, to have the legacy that you want, the foundation piece is life balance. You've got to have your own life in sync, where it works, right? And then the framework of our lives is our goals, our dreams. I call it the life map. Where are you going, right? And then the manifestation of our entire lives is our legacy. What's our purpose? Why are we here, right? And then each of those breaks down into their three, and I'll be getting into all of that. I don't want to go too far into detail. But it was like, bingo, eureka, right? So as you're going through my programs, as you're listening to this podcast, you're going to hear this concept over and over again. So I really want to make sure that we've got it clear, that everything has a foundation, everything has a framework, and everything has a manifestation. Okay, it's a pattern that I see in everything. I've seen it in my marketing, right, for my sales and marketing. I've seen it in my email traffic, in everything. That pattern shows up over and over again. So that's it for now. This is really a core concept that you need to understand when you're dealing with the world, but especially when you're dealing with my stuff. So until next time, live your life to the third power and look for the patterns. Thank you for listening to my podcast, but before you go, Would you like to have somebody help you create more balance in your life? Do you have difficulties juggling all of the different things that are pulling on us for our time, for our attention? I have a program that I have just created called the Life Balance Academy. It's a 6-week program, full life balance training, everything that I've been teaching over the past 20 years, consolidated into one 6-week program. This is something that's brand new, and I'm very excited to share with you. If you would like more information about that, you can go to my website at www.thirdpowerperformance.com. Until then, live your life to the third power.